All right. Hello. Good morning, everyone. And we're back. I'm so sorry earlier kasi medyo nagka-problema po tayo sa ating internet and some other technicalities. So for today, I am happy to be here for another teaching video, another teaching vlog. And I would just like to tell you that this is on Module 2 for Science Grade 7, second quarter. I know that there are other students out there who are struggling to answer some of the questions in their modules. So I hope that this live stream would help many students, not only in my class, but also to other students, because I know that there are a lot of things going on and the pandemic is still ongoing. So, thank you for such opportunity with YouTube to have this live stream and also with StreamYard. Okay, so we would like to start this live stream with some important reminders, of course. Just a reminder for all the students, please make sure you have your modules with you. All right. So just reminders. Okay, so let me type that for you. So importantly, you have to have your modules with you, your answer sheets, if you have, or of course your paper and your pen, because we are going to have our answering later after the session. So I would just like everybody to listen carefully. You can actually have these um, live stream later because you can review or you can actually see or watch this over and over and over. So you can replay this live stream video. So I have students in here. So please, if you have questions, all right, you have questions or suggestions. Okay, so for questions and suggestions, please type or comment down. All right, comment down below so we can answer. All right, we can answer your questions and some clarifications. All right, so I hope that this is helpful because in this way, I would like to extend some help for other students as well. So let's start this teaching series and yours truly, Teacher Apps, and welcome to our science class. And let's start. So I'll be showing to you. I would just like to add this into my stream. Okay, there you go. All right, so welcome to our live stream for today's session. And as you can see, we are on Module 2 and Quarter 2, which focuses on the specimens using the compound microscope. So let's focus on this one and let's talk about what is all about the compound microscope. All right, so I know that this is the module that you've been using, and the purpose of this video is not to own any knowledge and content, but to share what we have and what I know about it, okay? So in this module, it is subdivided into different parts, okay? So as you can see, there are different icons in this module and how to use the science module. All right, so as you can see here, what we have here is a symbol, what I need to know. All right, this is a part that will, of course, there are some expected competencies and objectives that you have to learn, okay, in this session. So, para malaman natin kung ano yung mga dapat natin malaman. Okay, so what I need to know, ganun siya. And of course, we have what I know. So, ano yung alam mo? Okay, base sa iyong napag-aralan noon, sa grade 6 ka pa, at ngayon ay grade 7 ka na. And of course, meron tayong what's in. Okay, so ano yung laman ng ating module, ano yung pag-aaralan natin, at kung ano yung mga importanteng mga detalye na ating makukuha dito. What's new is, of course, yung mga bagong matututunan natin sa module na ito. What is it? So, ano nga ba yung mga importanteng detalye na kailangan nating malaman tungkol sa topic na ito? What's more is yung mga additional na kailangan nating malaman sa topic na pag-uusapan natin ngayong umaga. And of course, what I have learned. So, syempre kapag may natutunan ka, dito mo isa-summarize kung ano yung natutunan mo. Okay? Ano nga ba yung mga importanteng detalye na natutunan mo sa lesson at saka yung mga important na mga information na pwede mong mai-apply sa buhay mo. Okay? What I can do. Okay? Ano yung magagawa mo sa mga natutunan mo sa realidad at kung paano mo siya gagamitin. Ganun siya. And assessment, of course, para matest natin, it is a short quiz para malaman natin kung naintindihan nyo ba ang ibig sabihin nito. Okay, so may mga bagay tayong dapat malaman dito, kaya simulan na natin. Okay? So, in the first part, meron tayong what I know. Please go to page where there is what I know. So what I know, ito ay pre-test. So it has 15 items total. Okay. So, hindi ko muna siya sasagutan for now kasi bibigyan ko kayo na idea kung paano siya sagutan later kapag na-discuss na natin siya. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa topic natin. So, for our lesson, we already discussed lesson 1 last time. Ngayon, pag-uusapan naman natin nung tungkol sa lesson 2 which is focusing specimens using the compound microscope. So ano nga ba yung mga parts ng compound microscope? Paano nga ba siya gamitin? Kasi last time sa lesson 1, nalaman na natin kung paano or ano ang mga parts and functions. Okay? Parts and functions ng microscope. For this lesson, you are going to learn how to use and how to focus specimens using the compound microscope. So, malalaman natin siya today. Ngayon, ay pag-uusapan natin ang process. Paano nga ba siya gamitin? Okay. So, it is important that in order to magnify, okay, basahin muna natin ha, to magnify objects, especially those that are too small, lakihan natin. With the naked eye, we use an instrument that magnifies so that it may be seen by the observer. Kasi may mga maliliit na mga bagay na kailangan talagang makita ng ating mga mata. Okay? So, kagaya ng bacteria, ng viruses, at kung ano-ano pang maliliit na bagay. Ang tanging instrument na makakagawa niyan ay ang ating microscope. Okay? Microscope is an essential tool in studying and observing tiny objects. So, ito yung purpose niya. Aside from magnification, using a microscope also provides resolution. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng resolution? Meaning, kaya niyang mag-zoom in at saka mag-zoom out. Okay, yun yung resolution. Meaning, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. It depends to the resolution. Okay? That is necessary to clearly view the specimens. Okay. So to properly focus a specimen, you need to follow some steps. Okay, paano siya gamitin? Ano ba yung step-by-step process? So these steps shall be discussed in detail in the prepared activities of this module. All right? So let's talk about the parts. All right, now let's start this one. And I know that you have your basic knowledge in lesson 1 about the parts and functions. Let us try if you still remember the different parts and functions of the microscope. So, tignan natin uli. Okay? So, i-match natin yung mga parts ng compound microscope at saka yung function nila. Are you ready? Very good. So, let's start. Number 1, okay, this part controls the amount of light passing through to the slide. Okay, ano ba yung part na nagko-control ng amount of light? 'Di ba? Yung light papasok siya sa magre-reflect siya sa tapos papasok siya doon sa so ano 'yon? Ano ang nag-regulate or nagko-control ng light? Okay, so ang tamang sagot dito is right, letter. Okay, it's letter. Okay, pagpipilian natin H or H or arm and base. A or H. Okay, ang correct answer po nito ay letter H. Okay? So, ito po ang nagko-control ng amount of light. Ayan. Okay? Number 2, parts you must hold on. Ano yung kailangan mong i-hold when you carry the microscope? Ano nga yung pinaka-basic rule? Kailangan hawakan ito at saka dito. Anong tawag doon? Okay, this is what you call the arm and base. Okay, so that's letter A. Alright. So, sino kaya nakasagot ng tama? Alright. Tignan natin later. Okay? Alright. So, teka lang ha, kasi parang may nag-comment. Okay. Remove ko muna. Alright, kasi may mga nag-comment dito. Okay. Alright, so let's continue. Okay. Hide ko lang to. Alright, so okay, continue na tayo. Next is, let's have number 3. Alright, this part where you look through is also called the eyepiece. Okay, the eyepiece. I'm sorry. Anong tawag doon? Part where you look through, also called the eyepiece. Okay, ang tawag po dyan ay ocular lens. Okay, that's letter J. J po yan. Ocular lens. Okay. Bakit tawag siya ocular lens? Kasi yung ocular lens, yun yung may magnification na siya. Oo, mayroon siyang 5 times or 10 times na magnification. Pero it is where we can visibly see the specimen. Kung ano yung talaga yung laman at gaano yun kalaki yung nasa microscope. Okay, para makita natin yung mga parts niya. Number 4, it is used to focus. Okay, so tapos na tayo. Number 4 na. It is used to focus the image. Ano yung gamit natin para ma-focus yung image at maging clear siya? Alright, ano nga ba yun? Focus the image para hindi siya para hindi siya blur, para clear siya. Okay, ang tawag doon is okay, ang tawag doon is what you call the ang tawag doon. Alright, it is also called as the fine adjustment knob. Okay, that's letter B. Okay, ayun. Letter B. Actually, para ma-focus din yung image, pwede mo namang gamitin yung talaga, yung coarse adjustment kasi pwede mo siyang ipababa. Ibaba mo lang siya. Ganun. And then mag-focus. Pero yung focusing talaga na image para maging clear siya is yung fine adjustment knob. Okay, next is number 5. It is used to bring the specimen into view but never used on high magnification. Ano ibig sabihin nito? It means, okay, it is used to bring the specimen into view para makita siya, but never used on high magnification. Pero hindi siya gagamitin sa high magnification. Kasi nga, madidisturb yung focusing ng lens. So, anong tawag doon? Okay, that is letter I. That is coarse adjustment knob. Okay, kasi yung coarse adjustment is yung malaking circles sa gilid ng microscope. Pag naka-high power na yan, hindi pwedeng galawin mo siya kasi mawawala yung specimen. So, ang i-adjust mo lang kapag naka-high power ka na is yung fine adjustment knob para ma-focus yung specimen na tinitignan mo. Okay? So, that is letter I. Alright, now let's go to number 6. These have different powers of magnification. Okay, so meron siyang different magnification. Meron siyang 10 times, 40 times, 15 times, 10 times. Yung iba nga 50, 40 times, 100 times. Grabe na talaga. Okay, ang tawag doon is objective lenses. That's letter C. Alright. Number 7. It is where you place the slide. So, dito mo nilalagay yung slide mismo. Okay? So, that means, para hindi ka mahirapan, dito mo ilalagay yung square or rectangle na glass. Maliit lang siya. Ipapatong mo doon. Ang tawag doon is stage. Okay? So, kung saan mo nilalagay yung slide. Okay. Alright. And then, number 8. It is the part that turns and holds the objective lenses. Okay, di ba kailangan mong i-adjust yung objective lenses from low power to high power. Then, di ba, that's how you use the microscope. Kasi kailangan mo siyang adjustin yung objective lenses niya para mas makita mo yung overview ng specimen. Okay, so ang tawag doon is letter F. Ang tawag is revolving nose piece. Okay? So, lagay natin. Letter F. Yan. Number 9. Okay, so number 9 na tayo. It is the magnification of the ocular lens. So, magnification of the ocular lens. Ano nga ba yon? Ano nga ba ang magnification? Of course, that is either, sige nga, let's try. Is it 40 times or 10 times? Saan sa dalawa? Alright, you can comment down below. Kasi yung pinakaunang sasagot, makaka-receive ng GCash load. Sige nga. Alright, lagay nyo lang ang sagot kasi ipipm ko kayo after nito. Okay, ito try natin later. Sino makakasagot sa ating sagot? Ang tamang sagot ay magnification of ocular lens is 10 times. Letter G. Okay, basta nagsistart ka, magtingin. Yung ocular lens is yung eyepiece. Okay, yung eyepiece, maximum talaga niya na magnification is 5 times or to 10 times magnification. Ayun. And last one is the total magnification of the ocular lens and the lowest power objective. Okay, lowest power objective plus ocular lens. That's equivalent to 40 times. Kasi yung low power, that is letter E. Okay? 40 times. Kasi ang low power objective ay 30 times na kaagad siya. Tapos, I'm so sorry. Oo. Kasi may siya, 4 times. Kumbaga, 4 times na yung low power objective. Then, may 10 times tayo na ocular lens. So, that's equivalent to 40 times magnification. Ayun. Alright? So, tapos na tayo sa ating wrap-up. Okay, dito yung review natin, di ba? So, tapos na tayo mag-review. Now, let's focus on this one. Alright, so, even a long time before daw, man, okay, basahin natin to. Man has wanted to see things that are much smaller that can be seen with the naked eye. Noon pa man, gusto na talaga natin makita yung maliliit na mga bagay. Kasi hindi nga natin siya makita. Gusto na, curious ang mga tao. So, in ancient times, Romans invented the very first one, item. ang tawag is glass. Okay, naka-imbento sila ng glass. So anything, I'm so sorry, anything na nakikita natin through kunin ko na lang siya. Okay, through different points. Okay, kasi sa kalimitan, iba-iba talaga yung, okay, iba-iba talaga yung na-invent ng ancient times noon. So, ang na-invent ng Romans is glass. So, nalaman nila na kapag nilagay mo yung isang lens or glass sa isang object, para siyang it will look larger or parang lalaki siya. So, someone discovered na kapag ifo-focus mo yung glass sa ray ng sun at nag-reflect siya sa ray ng sun, mag magkakaroon siya ng apoy. Masusunog yung dahon sa gamit yung glass na yun. So, this newly discovered glasses or lenses were called magnifiers or tinatawag nila noon as burning glasses. Okay, ang tawag dito daw is burning glasses or magnifiers. So, the word lens, yung lens na word, was derived from the Latin word lentil. Okay, na ang ibig sabihin ay shape. Okay, anong shape yun? Because it resembles the shape of a lentil bean. Ano ba yung lentil bean? Kasi curve yung lentil bean. Bean, munggo. Oh, yun. So, yung bean na yun started, or that magnifier or burning glass started because of Romans. Kaya may glass. Kaya mag-magnifying glass tayo. So, the earliest simple microscope was invented and it had only one power. So, isang objective lang siya. Its magnifying glasses are usually about 6 times to 10 times only. Okay? 6 to 10 times lang. The common thing that they look at were fleas. Okay, ano yung palagi na tinitignan gamit yung magnifying or simple microscope was fleas or langaw, okay, and other tiny insects. Siguro hindi langaw, spider, kagaya nito ngayon, may spider sa laptop ko, ganun. Okay, then tinawag nila yung flea glasses. Kasi nga, kaya niyang tignan yung langaw. Okay. Alright, so hanggang tumagal, there were two Dutch. Okay, so overview tayo sa history muna ha. May dalawang Dutch na nag-experiment ng mga lenses. Ang dalawang Dutch na yon ay si Zacharias Janssen and ang kanyang ama na si Hans Liffershe. So si Zacharias at saka si Hans ay mag-ama. Okay, ama niya si Hans Liffershe, anak niya si Zacharias Janssen. So anong ginawa nila? They put several lenses in a tube. Ano ba yung tube? Yung parang tubo. Okay, tube, tubo. And they observe, so inobserbahan nila yung object na malapit dun sa tube. Tapos natignan nila na, wow, parang lumaki. Lumaki yung ano niya, yung size ng object pag ginanon siya. Okay? Tapos may glass. Okay. So it is larger. So that time, they just used the simple magnifying glass. Then, they made a very important discovery. Sila yung naka-discover na at nakagawa ng compound microscope. So sa kanila nag-start. Ang mag-ama ay nakagawa ng compound microscope which has two or more lenses. So that was the time that it was invented and para siyang kumbaga dati, kumbaga para ang microscope kasi noon, pag may microscope ka, ikaw na ang pinakamayaman sa balat ng lupa. Para siyang iPhone. Kasi super mahal siya at saka hindi siya madaling gawin. Kumbaga, ang microscope noon ay parang cellphone na parang kailangan siya ng lahat. Okay. Doon siya nag-boom at nag-start. And then, dahil nag-boom na ang microscope, sinundan ito ni Galileo Galilei. Si Galileo Galilei ay isang Italian astronomer. Pag sinabi nating astronomer, gusto niyang mag-aral ng mga celestial bodies, 'di ba? Mga stars, mga sun, gano'n. Moon, okay, yun yung astronomer. So, na-eksperimento din si Galileo Galilei sa sarili niya, okay? Sa sarili niyang paraan. So, in-improve niya yung telescope at saka yung microscope nung panahon na yun. And gumawa siya ng mga principles of lenses and light rays. Kaya meron na tayong mga libro about mm, gravitational laws, three laws kasi of motion kasi andun din si Isaac Newton hanggang sa nag-develop siya at nagkaroon na talaga ng breakthrough. Pero yung breakthrough na yon, nag-start talaga sa dalawang tao, sa mag-ama na si Zacharias Janssen at si Hans Lippershey. Then followed by the great scientist na nagpa-boom sa lahat ng mga bagay noong mechanical age, si Galileo Galilei. Tapos, habang nagkalaunan, sinundan naman ng isang Englishman. Okay, sino ba yon? Okay, yung Englishman na yon ay si Robert Hooke. Si Robert Hooke ang nakadiscover po ng cell. Okay, yung cell na tinatawag natin or what we call the blueprint of life. Okay. Yung cell is, 'di ba, nasa ano natin siya, nasa part ng body, all of our bodies, 'di ba? Every single cell of our body makes happy. So, every part of our body is made up of cell. So, si Robert Hooke ang nakadiscover na may tinatawag pala tayong cell. Pero, hindi yun siya cell ng katawan ng tao lang. It was all started from the cell of plants kasi na-observe siya. Botanist kasi si Robert Hooke. Na-observe siya ng mga plants tapos nakita niya doon na may cell pala na ganito. Ganon. And later on, nakadiscover din yung ibang scientists na may mga human cell, animal cell, and other many more cells inside our body. Okay? Next naman is si Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Okay. Kasi nga, pagkatapos ni Robert Hooke makadiscover na yung plants pala may cell at saka may structure pala yung plant cell. So si Anton van Leeuwenhoek naman ang nakadiscover ng animal cell. Doon niya na-discover na may mga bacteria pala, may mga yeast, fungi, tiny animals sa isang drop ng water at makikita doon na gumagalaw sila, may buhay, and then he discovered that there are different kinds of animal cells and animals that greatly contribute in our ecosystem. And he was the man who became the father of microscopy. Bakit? Kasi marami siyang studies and marami siyang pinag-aralan ng mga hayop, iba't ibang klaseng mga cells ang na-discover niya. And siya rin ang reason kung bakit tayo nakadiscover ng mga parts ng animal cell, ng katawan natin, iba't ibang cell pala ang nandito, and how does it function in our body. So, kaya siya tinawag na father of microscopy. Okay, so tandaan natin, sino yung father of microscopy? Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Okay? Next is, syempre, hindi doon nag-e-end yung study. Isa lang yun or sila lang yung iilan sa mga tao na mga nakadiscover at saka naging part ng history sa paggamit ng microscope. But there are several new designs right now in microscope. Meron na tayong electric-powered microscope, scanning-powered microscope. Ang dami ng microscope. Okay, so iba't iba na din ang magnification, iba't iba na din yung illumination, yung sinag ng kanyang light, ganon. Then, the most common microscope now is what you call the light microscope. Okay? Alright, kasi yung light microscope, it provides better lighting source para maka-view ka ng specimen mo at saka mas clear siya. So currently, in the field of science, marami ng paraan para makakita ng maliliit na bagay at saka iba't ibang microscope na din ang available sa ating mundo ngayon. And it is not impossible now to not see, hindi na imposible para makita yung maliliit na mga bagay kasi meron na tayong mga microscope at saka yung microscope very important siya sa atin kasi it is used in different areas ng science, okay? Ng branches ng science. Kahit saang branch ng science, nagagamit siya. Like engineering, biology, physics, at saka many other areas of knowledge na pwede natin siyang gamitin. Ayan. So, syempre, sa engineering, it is used to study morphology. Okay, ano yung morphology? Okay, morphology of materials from the word morph, okay, which are parts. So, parts or materials that are so tiny, so pwede na siyang gamitin. Sa biology, microorganisms, pwede natin makakita ng virus, pwede natin makita si coronavirus, SARS virus, and so many viruses. Bacteria, fungi, parasites. Okay, so makikita natin siya by studying microscopy. Okay, so through this, we can discover a lot of things and discoveries, improvement in life science. Okay. So how do we relate the history of microscope? So paano ba natin siya ma-relate in our lesson? Focusing specimens using a compound microscope and how does it do? Okay. So as I've told you, a microscope is an instrument that magnifies an object using lenses. So there is what you call a light microscope which uses electricity to light the bulb. Okay, ito yung sinasaksak ng mga microscope, light microscope. But on the other hand, kung ayaw mo namang magsayang ng kuryente, you can use the compound microscope. Okay, the compound microscope do not have light bulb. It only depends to the sun's light rays, kung may ilaw. Kapag may ilaw at saka may araw, pwede mo siyang magamit. So, no need na isaksak mo siya. Okay? So, ito yung pinaka-convenient talaga in schools. Kasi sa school, meron namang stock ang schools na iba, yung mga elite schools, may mga light microscope, pero mostly talaga ng mga schools, compound microscope ang gamit. Okay, so let's start with the magnification. All right. It is very important na maintindihan natin yung step-by-step process. And before we start to use the microscope, it is important that you know the terms and the steps kung ano yung mga terms na kailangan tandaan, ano yung steps na kailangang ma-remember din natin sa paggamit ng compound microscope. Okay, same din sa light microscope. Okay, first and foremost, kailangan mong malaman kung anong ibig sabihin ng magnification. Teach, ano ba yung magnification? Yung magnification ay yung part ng microscope na nakalagay po siya sa glass or objective. Ano ba yung objective? Okay. Nakita nyo ba yung part? Okay, search natin ha. Microscope. Okay, papakita ko sa inyo. Okay, dito na lang tayo. Ayun. Kita nyo to, may nakalagay objectives, di ba? Okay, yung objectives ay tatlo yan. May malaki, may maliit, may medium size ang length niya. Okay. So, yung objective na yan ay may magnification. Maging ang eyepiece natin. Okay, eyepiece and objectives, may magnification yan. Anong ibig sabihin ng magnification? Ang magnification is para ma-zoom mo siya at ma-zoom out. Yun yung magnification. Para makita mo siya ng malapitan at malayuan. Okay, so your microscope commonly has four objective lenses. apat. Pero usually sa mga ibang schools or microscope, tatlo lang. Tatlo lang yung objective lenses niya. Kagaya ng picture na to, tatlo lang ang sa kanya, 'di ba? Hindi apat. Okay, so palagay natin apat. Okay, ano yung apat na objective lenses? So the first one is the scanning objective. Yung scanning objective natin is used with a magnification of 4 times. So tandaan natin, scanning objective 4 times. Low power objective, always 10 times. 10 times magnification. Para saan si scanning objective? Pag nagsisimula ka pa lang sa specimen mo, ito yung part na makikita mo yung um, papakita ko sa inyo ha. Scanning objective. Scanning objective overview. So ano yung makikita mo sa scanning objective? Alright, palagay natin. Animal cell, scanning objective overview. Okay, so ganito yung makikita mo sa ating scanning objective. Okay, ayun. Okay. Usually, ito yung makikita natin. Kasi yung scanning objective is more likely malayuan siya. Yung makikita yung overall ng part ng niya. Overall part ng specimen na nilagay mo doon. Okay, how about low power? Yung low power naman is 10 times magnification. So, kung under low power siya, that's 10 times. Okay, lagay natin ha. Under low power objective. Okay. Okay. So, ganito yung makikita natin. Pakita natin ha. Ayun, ito. Ito yung low power. So, kita nyo yan. Ito yung animal cell. Okay, ganito yung itsura. Ay, no, hindi to animal cell. This is plant cell. Okay. So, ganito yung makikita mo under the microscope kapag tumitingin ka ng plant cell. So, ito yung 10 times magnification. Parang naka-zoom in siya ng konti. Zoom in siya ng konti. Ganun. At meron pa tayong other images. Ayun, ito. Low power pa rin yan siya under low power objective. So, ganun yung objective niya or magnification. Next is the high power objective with 40 times magnification. So, kung si scanning is 10 times, si low power is 10 times, si high power naman is 40 times. So, ano naman yung 40 times niya? Okay, sige ha, i-try natin. Alright, so, try natin dito. Under high power, lagay natin high power objective. Lagay natin plant cell. Ayun. Okay. So, ano yung, ano naman niya, ang tawag dito? High power. Pag naka-high power na siya, makikita mo na talaga yung mga, parts, yung naka-zoom talaga siya na parts ng microscope. Okay, kagaya nito, ipapakita ko sa inyo. Ito, naka-zoom na yan. Ito, kita niyo yan? O, yan. Yan ang tinatawag nating high power. Naka-high power objective na siya, meaning malapit na talaga. Talagang naka-zoom na siya. So, 40 times na yung magnification niya. So, yung high power na yan is very important para malaman natin kung ano talaga yung nasa loob ng cell. So, makikita nyo dyan, may mga green, di ba, na maliliit. Ang tawag dyan is chloroplasts. Yan yung chloroplasts ng cell. Okay, ito. Medyo maliliit lang siya, no? Pero yun yung pinaka-best version talaga para makita ninyo. Wala na siya. Ayun. So, yun siya. Ayan. Chloroplast niyan. Yung mga square-square na may shape na space. Ang tawag doon cell wall. Ayun. Ayan, so yun yung high power. Next naman is yung pang-apat is oil immersion objective. Ito yung pinakamalaki na magnification, around 100 times yung magnification niya mismo. So yung oil immersion, naka-zoom in na talaga sa lahat. So palagay natin ha, naka-zoom in tayo. I-zoom in natin siya. Example lang, oil immersion. Oil immersion objective. Okay. So, pag naka-oil immersion, ganito na siya. Talagang super zoom. Super zoom in na siya. So, makikita nyo talaga yung ano yung laman ng pinaka, ano niya, pinaka, tawag dyan, ang laman ng pinakalaman. Ayun. So, yun siya. Yun yung nasa loob niya. Okay? So, yan yung oil immersion objective. So, tandaan natin, apat na magnification, scanning objective 10 times, low power objective 10, I'm so sorry, scanning objective 4 times, low power objective 10 times, high power 40 times, oil immersion is 100 times. Okay. So, in addition, we have also what we call the ocular lenses or the eyepiece. Okay? So, yung eyepiece mismo, may magnification na siya na 10 times. Okay? So, tandaan natin kapag nag-review tayo ng scanning objective, so may magnification na siya, di ba? So, yung magnification niya is, ano yung magnification niya? 4 times. Di ba? Okay. Naka 4 times na siya. And then, yung ocular lens naman, yung eyepiece na tinitignan, di ba? Dalawa siya, may objective lens, tas may eyepiece ka pa. So, 10 times siya. So, 10 times 4, that's 40 times magnification. Plus, kung mag-low power ka naman, 10 times yung low power ng objective, tapos yung ocular lens pa niya, times 10, that's 100 times. So, enough na siya para makita mo siya. Next is high power. So, may 40 times na siya na magnification plus yung ocular lens niya, 40 times 10, that's 400 times kalapit na sa specimen mo. Oil immersion, 100 times. Tapos may 10 times ka pa na ocular lens, that's 1,000 times. 1,000 times na siya. So, this is the total magnification na sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay? So, anong total magnification, kapag nag-ask ako, anong total magnification ng scanning objective? 40 times. Anong total magnification ng low power? 100 times. What is the total magnification of high power? 400 times. What is the total magnification of oil immersion? 1,000 times. All right? So, let's go. Now, let's talk about the general procedures on how to use the microscope. Okay. First part is make sure all unnecessary objects such as backpacks, pitaka, purses, or any other things, put it away in a working table. Okay? So, kung gagamit ka ng microscope, make sure yung table mo clean. Wala talagang nakalagay dyan. Talagang safe. Kahit trap po or anything, move it. Okay? Unless if it's necessary na part siya ng experiment. Okay? But when you're using a microscope, it is avoided na meron kang mga ibang gamit na nasa table. Okay, next is you carry the microscope by the base. Okay, base. So, sa baba, ang microscope. So, for example, ito yung microscope, arm, base. So, ganito siya pag hold. Okay? Be sure that your slide and ocular lenses are clean. Use lens paper only. Of course, kailangan, di ba? Make sure that the scanning objective clicks into place. So, naka-click siya into place. So, let's focus now on the specimen. Now, this time, ready na ang microscope mo, malinis na siya, and naka-set up na yung scanning objective niya. Ngayon, gagamitin natin siya in focusing the specimen. Okay, so the first part is the general procedures. Preparation para malinis, walang mangyari sa microscope. Okay, this time, let's focus now on the specimen. So this time, we are going to focus the specimens. When using a compound microscope, adjust the mirror to find a good light source. Okay, so i-adjust mo siya. You may also put a table lamp in front of the microscope for better illumination. Okay, so syempre, i-adjust mo yung mirror niya. Una, yung light. Okay, so maghanap ka ng magandang lighting sa bahay mo or sa laboratory or saan man. It is not necessary to use the light at a maximum kasi sabi nila nakakabulag daw. Pero actually, hindi naman siya nakakabulag. Pero it destroys the pacing ng retina mo, yung light source ng retina. So, make sure that in your viewing, hindi naka-high full volume yung light. Dapat naka-low volume talaga siya. Then, that's the time that you adjust kung kailangan mo talaga ng medyo high light or wag naman high, yung medium light. Because it can be very tiring to the eyes. Okay, magkakaroon ka ng strain, kaya sasakit yung ulo mo. Strain ng eyes. Pag na-strain yung eyes mo, sasakit talaga yung ulo mo. Okay, next is number 2. It is very important to always start with a stage. Okay, so magsimula ka sa stage as low as possible. Okay, sa mababang part. And use the scanning objective 4 times. Okay, una muna si 4 times. Sometimes you will be able only to see a color on this setting. So, pag nakakita ka lang ng color, yun yung first part na, nakapwesto pala yung specimen ko sa scanning objective. Okay. Number 3 is, now place the slide on the stage. So, lalagay mo na yung slide, yung specimen mo sa stage. Do not forget to put the cover slip. Okay. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng cover slip? Isa-search natin para makita nyo talaga ano yung sinasabi nating slide. Yung slide is yung specimen, kung saan natin nilalagay yung specimen. Okay, ito. Ito yung tinatawag nating slide, yung malaki. And then, ito naman yung cover slip, yung square. So, yung slide, mataas yan siya, ilalagay yan siya doon sa stage ng microscope. Then, cover it with cover slip. Okay? Para hindi siya matanggal yung specimen. So, ano ang itsura niya? Ganito siya. Okay? Pag naglagay ka, so, slowly lang. Kasi napakanipis niyan. Pwede siyang ma-break kaagad pag hindi ka careful. Okay, next is number 4. Use the coarse adjustment knob to focus. Okay, ito na. Okay, so pag magfo-focus ka, okay, gamitin mo si coarse adjustment knob. Alright. So this time, actually, dito sa letter, yung in-answer natin kanina, dito. Okay, ito. Actually, pwedeng magka-exchange to eh. Yung focus the image, pwede naman talaga coarse adjustment knob dito. And then, yung part na used to bring the specimen into view, pwede fine adjustment knob. Okay, that's letter B. Alright. So, parang na-exchange tayo dito. So, para mas klaro lang. Okay, para mas klaro. Okay, consider na lang natin to kasi ito talaga yung proper. Pero most likely kasi yung iba, yung focusing of image, depende kasi sa information na meron tayo. So, for this module, yung focus image is letter I, that's coarse adjustment knob. Okay, and number 5, to bring the specimen into view, that's letter B, fine adjustment knob. Okay? So, yun na siya, letter B. Alright, now let's go to our 5th step. Okay. So, ano yun? The image, dito pa pala. The image looks small at this magnification, but you will not be able to find it on the high power objectives without doing this first step. Okay. So, first step talaga is si coarse adjustment knob. Para makafocus siya or para ma-adjust mo yung layo ng specimen mo sa'yo. So, you have to move the mechanical stage until the focused image is centered. So, pag nasa center na siya at ready mo na siyang makita. So, that's the time that you will see it, okay? So if you have already focused the scanning objectives, switch to low power objective. Okay, switch mo siya sa low power objective, and then you have to use the coarse knob to refocus by moving the mechanical stage to recenter the image. Okay, so i-move mo siya. Again, same as step 4, if you have not focused on this level, pag hindi pa siya na-focus, medyo blurry pa siya, you will not be able to move to the next level. So, kailangang clear siya before mo siya i-go to the next step. So, dapat makita mo talaga. Okay? Now, move to the high power objective. Once na clear na siya, at makikita mo siya, that's the time that you move to the high power objective. That's 40 times. So at this moment, remember to only use the fine adjustment knob to focus specimens. So dalawa kasi yung purpose ng knobs. Actually, si coarse at saka si fine is used to focus talaga. Coarse adjustment knob, fine adjustment knob, they're all used to focus the specimen. So it's either way interchanged, it is considered. Pero in this case, kasi high power na siya, hindi mo pwedeng i-adjust. Okay, may consideration. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-adjust ng coarse adjustment kapag naka-high power na yung objective mo kasi masisira yung focus ng lenses mo. So mag-a-adjust ka na naman, balik ka na naman. Huwag ganun. So you have to adjust first from low power, adjust mo siya ng from low power, adjust mo yung coarse adjustment. And then pag nakita mo na siya, move the objective to high power, and then you are going to use the focus adjustment or the fine adjustment knob na lang. Hindi ka na pwedeng mag-adjust ng coarse adjustment kapag naka-high power ka na. Okay? Kasi masisira yung focusing ng specimen mo. Now, if the specimen is parang dark siya, kasi usually kapag nag-high power ka na, medyo maitim. Okay? Kasi nga naka-zoom na siya. So, adjust the diaphragm below para makontrol mo yung light, and then the light can pass through the lenses at saka maging clear na siya. Alright. So, that's how you are going to use the lenses. Okay. So, paano siya mag-clean up? Okay. Dito tayo sa clean up. Zoom ko lang ha para makita niyo talaga. So sa clean up, always remember na i-return mo talaga siya sa return it to scanning objective. Before mo siya ibalik sa box niya, so naka-high power siya, di ba? Pag ayaw mo na siya gamitin, return it to scanning objective. And then, return it to the lowest possible position niya. Use your coarse adjustment knob. Then, replace slides. Kunin mo yung slide and then put it to the tray. Kasi may slide tray yan. Lagay mo siya. Lagay sa cabinet. Yung ano mo naman, microscope, arm, base, lagay mo din sa box niya. And then close it properly. Put it in the cabinet. Ganun siya. So, in terms of troubleshooting, usually kasi ang troubleshooting nito is sa lighting eh. Kasi medyo dark, ganun siya. So, when you encounter troubles, when you use the microscope, if the image is too dark, always adjust the diaphragm, yung baba niya. So, make sure that your light is on. Kasi, paano mo i-adjust yung diaphragm kung hindi naman naka-on yung ilaw? So, ano i-adjust mo? So, dapat may ilaw, okay? And then, the mirror is perfectly angled. Naka-angle dapat yung mirror para may light na nakapass through. Pero kung light compound naman or light microscope yung gamit mo, electronic kasi, diaphragm ka na lang or yung light source niya. Ganun. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin siya, medyo mataas-taas pa siya, no? Okay, so ito. Okay, ano na bang time? 11:53. We have 7 minutes left. Okay, so I will just discuss this very quick. So there is a spot in viewing your field. When you move the slide, spot stays in the same place. Alright, so kapag may spot siya, meaning dirty yung lens mo, kailangan mo siyang i-clean talaga before mo siya i-view. So you have to remove the ocular lens and then clean it. Okay? You cannot see anything under high power. Okay, kapag nag-high power ka kaagad, wala kang makikita. Kaya huwag kang mag-high power. Okay? Huwag kang mag-high power kaagad. Dapat mag-scanning ka muna, then low power ka. Okay? Always remember, if you cannot focus under scanning objective, then pwede mong gamitin si low power objective. Next is only half of your viewing field is lit. It looks like a half moon. Okay, pag ganito yung case, parang half moon siya, make sure yung objective nyo, naka-click siya. Kasi pag hindi siya naka-click, kasi pag turn yun ganyan, click, naka-click yan siya. Pag hindi naka-click, half moon lang talaga yung makikita ng specimen mo. Kaya make sure it is clicked. Okay, number 5, if you can see your eyelashes while viewing, okay, pag ganito siya, okay lang bang mag-view na naka-glasses? Yes, okay lang. For better viewing purpose yan. Okay lang siya. Ganun ka lang. Paano ba mag-view? Kailangan naka-close lahat. Hindi. When you view your specimen under the microscope, you have to close the other eye if you wanted to and then view it. Pero kung sanay ka naman gumamit, pwedeng nakabukas lahat ng mata mo. Pero yung mata mo lang nakafocus dun sa isa. So, ganun ka. Okay? Huwag masyadong malapit. Okay? Yung kumbaga mga 1 inch, 1 inch lang yung layo mo sa ano. Makikita mo naman siya. If you have, or if you start having a headache, try to relax. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Kasi most of the time, kapag nasa-strain yung mata natin dahil yan sa ilaw, so, most likely kapag masyadong malakas yung ilaw ng microscope, magkakaroon ka ng headache. Ako, na-try ko yan kasi during experiment time namin sa biology class, gumagamit kami ng microscope and it took us always more than an hour to view our specimen para mag-record and to draw the image and label the parts. So, medyo straining siya sa mata. So, that was a time na medyo and then I also use computer kasi gumagawa ng mga documents, ng papers namin, assignments, kasi kailangan computerized. So, habang ginagawa ko yun and then I'm also looking at the microscope, sumasakit. So, that was the time na kailangan mo talaga mag-relax. Okay, i-close mo muna yung mata mo ng 10 seconds. Relax ka muna. Kasi in closing your eyes, it develops yung parang tears ng mata para ma-relax siya. And then mawala yung parang radiation niya. Kasi sa radiation yan. Okay, for a while, when trying adjusting the ocular distance, check the intensity of the light. If it is too high or too low, wag naman masyadong too low kasi masakit din yan sa mata. Kasi kailangan mo talagang ganun, yung retina mo nag-a-adjust. So, dapat tama lang, swak lang. Okay, next. Okay, dito is arrange me properly and guess the mystery word. Okay, hindi ko na kayo pahihirapan dito. Madali lang to. Ang tamang answer po dito ay microscope. Okay? Microscope. Ay, sorry. Microscope ba? Okay. Try na lang natin. Ano nga ba yun? Okay. Ano nga ba yung word? Okay. Para hindi na kayo mahirapan. Okay. Yung, specimen. Ayun. Specimen pala, sorry. So, yung word dito is specimen. Specimen. Alright. Write na lang natin. Basta ganun. Specimen. Okay. Specimen. Alright. There you go. Specimen. Ayun, specimen. Okay, para mas maintindihan natin kung paano gumamit ng microscope, punta tayo sa YouTube. And please, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so sana naman ay may time kayo na mag-subscribe din and mag-watch para naman makatulong din tayo kahit papano. Okay, kasi hindi pa po monetize yung channel na ito and this is free. This is not paid by any ads yet. we're still continuing to develop our YouTube channel. So, sana naman ay supportahan natin. Okay, how to use the microscope. Step by step. Okay, so dito tayo. Alright, so manood tayo. Tingnan natin. Okay.
Hello, I'm Professor Murray Gans, and I would like to welcome you to the Non-Majors Biology Lab here at Eastfield College in Mesquite, Texas. What we're going to do today is show you how to use the light microscope. That way you'll know exactly what to do before you even come to lab. So what do you say? Let's get started. When you need a microscope for a lab, they're stored in this cabinet. Grab the microscope by the handle on the arm, support it with your other hand under the base. Hold it close to your body and take it to your table. Before we talk about the parts of the microscope, let's talk about what the microscope is going to do. The microscope uses a series of lenses to magnify an object. Now, this hand lens will magnify up to 20 or 30 times. We want the microscope to magnify up to 400 times for us. To do that, it's going to use more than one lens, a series of lenses. Let's take a look. At the top of the microscope are the eyepieces or oculars. These magnify our specimen 10 times. The second set of lenses are down here. These are the objective lenses. The short one is the 4x lens. The next one is the 10x lens, or medium power. And the next one is the 40x lens, or high power. They're mounted on the revolving nose piece, which lets you change them easily. There are 3 different adjustments for the light on this microscope. You have the power switch here, which turns the light on. We also have a ring mounted under here, which is called the diaphragm. By moving the ring of the diaphragm, I can control the amount of light that reaches the specimen. I can control it all the way from very bright to very dim. The third light adjustment on the microscope is right here, just a regular old dimmer switch. This part of the microscope is called the stage, and on it is a mechanical stage. This is what's going to hold the slide and let us move it around. To put a slide on the microscope, we simply pull this alarm back, slide the slide into the angle, and let go of the arm. We're going to move the slide around by using these 2 knobs. This knob moves the slide up and down. This knob moves the slide left and right. To focus the image in our microscope, there are 2 focusing knobs. The one on the outside is called the coarse focus knob. The one on the inside is called the fine focus knob. You'll notice that when I move the coarse focus knob, the stage moves a lot. When I turn the fine focus knob, it moves in very small increments. The eyepieces are adjustable. So when you look through the microscope, you want to adjust them so that they only form a single image. Before you use your microscope, you want to clean all the lenses. So we're going to use a little bit of lens paper. So just take one sheet of this, tear it out of the booklet, and you're going to wad it up. You're going to use that sheet to clean each of the eyepieces, and you also want to clean each of the objective lenses. Just wipe them down a little bit. I also like to go ahead and clean the top of the diaphragm. In biology, we often mount things in water. We use a technique called a wet mount slide. So here's my microscope slide. And for a specimen, I've cut a piece of paper out with the printed word slide on it. So I'm just going to use my forceps and put that on my slide. We're going to use a little bit of water. We're going to add a drop of water to our specimen, whatever it is. Then I'm going to use some cover slips. Now, you want to use only one cover slip. They're very, very thin. There's your cover slip. Now, the trick to making good slide is to not have air bubbles. So if you'll take your cover slip and move it toward the water, then when the water spreads out like that, just drop the cover slip. And that way you get a nice slide with very, very few air bubbles. When we get ready to focus the image on the microscope, we're going to start with low power. We start with the low power objective because it has the largest field of view. And what that means is we're going to see more, which means you can find what you're looking for. It's really important, especially if it's a very small specimen. All right, so first thing we're going to do with this on low power is we're going to bring the stage all the way up. It'll stop. Then I'm going to look through the eyepieces and I'm going to turn the coarse adjustment knob away from me until I get my image into focus. Then I'm going to use the fine adjustment knob to really get that sharp focus. Now, it's a good point now to go ahead and use your diaphragm to adjust the light. Sometimes turning the light down just a little bit will let you see a lot more details. At this point, what we want to do is we want to center the specimen and then go to medium power. To go to medium power, I'm simply going to click the medium power lens into place. All right, so with medium power, I'm going to look through the eyepiece. I'm going to use my coarse adjustment a little bit and my fine focus again. And again, don't forget, use your diaphragm to get those good details. And now I'm going to use the mechanical stage and I'm going to center again. At this point, I'm ready to go to high power. Now, the focal length, the distance between the lens and the slide is very, very short with high power. In fact, you're going to think that you're going to hit the slide. So you're going to watch from the side, and it should click right into place. If you focused on low power and medium power, the high power objective should actually clear the slide just fine. Look through here. I'm going to use probably just my fine focus to get a nice image. I'm going to look around a little bit. And then don't forget again, adjust your light. Play with the dimmer, play with the diaphragm to get the image that you want to see. You'll notice I keep saying focus and center. It's important that you center the specimen before you increase the magnification. Imagine I'm the specimen. On low power, you might see this much of me. But on high power, you'll see an area about the size of my shirt button. Now, if I'm like this and we're a little bit off center, when you go into high power, you might actually be focusing right there, in which case you'll see absolutely nothing. When you're through with your microscope, you want to put it away properly. First of all, don't forget to take off your slide. The cover slip is disposable. Your instructor will tell you where to put that. The slide should be washed and returned to the slide box. Turn the light off on the scope. Unplug the scope. And now you're going to wrap the cord up. Cover your scope again with a microscope cover. And you're going to carry it back to the cabinet. Remember, grab by the arm, so forth from the base. Be aware, if the light's been on, the base may be a little bit warm, so you can cup your hand so you don't get burned. Let's review what you should have learned from this video. You should know the parts of the microscope. You should know how to carry the microscope, how to set it up, how to make a wet mount slide, and how to get that image in focus. Remember, you always want to go from low power to medium power to high power. You should also know the magnification of all of the lenses, the eyepiece, and all three of the objectives. The nice thing about videos like this is if you miss something, just watch it again. The nice thing about videos like this is if you miss something, just watch it again. To be successful in college, it's important to come to class prepared. Be sure and read the chapter before you come to lecture, and definitely read the lab procedure before you come to lab. It will make all the difference in how much you get out of your classes. For now, this is Professor Murray Gans at Eastfield College in the biology lab. See you next time.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir. Sir Murphy, thank you so much. So that's it, and that's how you are going to use your light microscope. That was a light microscope, but it's still the same with a compound microscope. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful, and I think you can answer now your assessment and your pre-test. So I hope that this vlog or this teaching series will help you. Okay, so we have in here a question. How was the activity and did you familiarize it? So make sure you familiarize how to use the microscope, and please be sure to also read what I have learned, because this is where I'm going to give my summative quiz. Right, of course, what I have learned, you can refer it here. Okay, so we have one scenario in here, 2 and 3. So this is how you are going to answer it. Okay, let's try to read. Let's read the scenario. What will you do? A student is tasked to observe a leaf under a microscope. She cut a small piece, put it on the slide, covered it with cover slip. She then tried to use the scanning objective. Okay, focused the specimen using the coarse knob and switched to low power. She focused the specimen using the high power, but she cannot see the specimen very well. What do you think is wrong with the procedure? So what do you think is wrong in this procedure? All right, let's try to get back. Okay, get back tayo. So nilagyan niya ng cover slip, 'di ba? Tapos nilagay niya. Okay, she put it in a scanning objective. Okay, okay lang 'yan, walang problema. All right. And then focused the specimen using the coarse knob. Do you have to focus your. Okay. Okay, probably because hindi niya nilagay yung specimen niya, yung slide niya at the center. Okay, you have to center and focus first. Kasi hindi mo talaga makikita yung specimen mo kapag hindi naka-center yung slide mo sa ocular lens or sa tinitignan mong objective. So, probably din yung objective niya hindi nag-click. Okay, dalawang option. Hindi nag-click yung objective and then hindi naka-center yung slide. Kaya hindi niya makita yung specimen niya. Okay, next. You are focusing a specimen using a coarse adjustment knob in a high power objective. Oh, coarse adjustment tapos naka-high power. Ay, ganun. What do you think will happen? Hindi niya makikita talaga, blur. Hindi, wala siyang makikita. Kung i-adjust niyo yung coarse adjustment. Kasi dapat kapag high power, naka-fine adjustment knob yung pag-switch mo. Okay, scenario 3. The world is now experiencing a pandemic because of the newly discovered coronavirus. The coronavirus disease or COVID-19 affects the respiratory system of the body. How will your knowledge on using a microscope help in solving this pandemic? Okay, so paano? Paano mo siya ma-apply? So, siguro in my perspective, kasi this is my own perspective, if I know how to use the microscope, I understand how different organisms are in it. I would understand the nature of these viruses inside the microscope. So it is always best to wash our hands, to keep ourselves clean, always get tidy, follow strictly the protocols, and follow how the procedure goes inside and outside, even not in the laboratory, even at home. Okay? Number 4, if you are given a chance to observe and discover something, what would it be and how can it help the community? So, if I'm going to observe something, well, probably I would observe um, not only viruses but also some fungi and bacteria. All right. So if I would discover a bacteria that would be helpful for the community, that would be fertility of the soil. Paano ba mag-grow ng mga plants na maging fertile at mataba yung lupa na mas healthier and organic way. All right. Oh, and that's it. So, tapos na tayo. And then, please answer the assessment part. Of course, you have already the idea what to do. So, just recap this video and try to answer the questions from 1 to 15. And then we have additional activities. What you know, at least one. What you want to know, one. And what you have learned, just one answer. Okay? So that's it for today, and thank you so much. This is Teacher Apps, and thank you for watching this vlog. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to click the notification bell for more updated live stream videos. Have a nice day. Bye. Thank you.